printing process, once we've all got our screens prepared, we're going to share screens, so 2 people will share one screen. And the first part of the process is to attach the stencil to the back of the screen to tape up all the edges so that none of the ink can leak through. Because we're using these open screens, it means that if any ink is pushed through any part of the screen, it will print. So because we really want the stencils that you cut out to print, then we've got to make sure that everyone's screen's really carefully taped. So what happens is when we first start printing, the ink actually acts like a kind of glue. So the first print you do will stick the paper stencil to the back of the screen and keep it in place for the rest of the time that you're printing. I think this morning everyone probably did about 10 prints, but we also did bags as well. So if we get time and it's not too messy because the ink will spread around a bit, then we'll print some bags as well. You can all take a canvas bag. I'll show you those when it comes to the actual inking up demo. So to share screens, either work with someone who you know is going to be using similar colours to you, because that makes it easier, or work with somebody who, perhaps if you've got quite a big stencil, someone who's perhaps got a smaller stencil on the other side, because when we turn over to print, one of you will be on one side of the bench and on the other side of the bench if you're working on this middle area. But over there it's a bit trickier, so 2 of you can print at the same time by both dragging the ink in different directions, but you might find if you're printing on the benches at the side and there's not as much room, you might have to print them all together as one print, so it'd be easier if you can share colours, but it's kind of up to you to work it out. So if I show you how to attach it, so can I use this one? Is this one yours? Use this one? Are they both yours? So is there a particular way that you want them to print?
I wanted to do different colours. Yeah.
Okay. You might have to work on 2 screens for yours. Tell you what, I'll start off with yours. Right, so which is that the right way around?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it matters, especially if you've got text, which way round the image prints, you make sure the image goes onto the back of the screen the wrong way round, so that when it's taped on and you turn it over to print, you're printing it the right way. So make sure you space your images apart from each other as much as possible, but don't tape them too close to the edge of the frame, otherwise you're going to end up missing bits, and it's actually really difficult when you pull the squeegee to get the same amount of pressure as you get nearer the edge of the frame, just because of the angle that you pull the squeegee through. So if you kind of centre it as much as you can, and then using this parcel tape, you can either cut it with scissors or really carefully tear it between your teeth. And I had a level 2 student on Wednesday who used her teeth, stuck the tape to her lip, and she ripped all the skin off the bottom of her lip, and it was bleeding for ages. It was actually about 3 or 4 sections of her lip, because she just yanked it off without thinking, and it's really quite tacky. So either use scissors or just be really careful. It's actually quicker to do it with your teeth. Okay, so what we need to do is to give your stencils lots more support. You tape all around the edges. So we're covering up any of these gaps that will print. You could potentially spoil your image. This is going to take a while because I can only find 3 rolls of tape. The rest have been packed away. And then if you've got a large area of paper that you know isn't part of your print, then I would actually tape over most of that, and it just adds a bit more support. because as you're printing and the ink is soaking through, you don't leave gaps in the middle either, make sure the whole area is covered, and then just smooth it down. Doesn't matter if there's wrinkles in it. So when you turn it over to print it, what happens is the ink is going to pass through all of this, but obviously your paper and the tape is going to prevent it from going through to the paper that you're printing on underneath. But because of the amount of ink we use and the amount of time the ink stays on the screen before it's washed, the paper gets quite wet, it gets quite damp and soaks up all the ink. So just a bit of extra tape on the back here just gives it a bit of extra support. Don't worry if it's flapping around a little bit. The first print that you do, like I said, kind of sticks the image onto the back of the screen and holds it in place. But what you have to make sure is when you do a print, and I'll show you this, when you pull it away from the paper underneath, you just got to do it quite gently just in case it tears. Right, so that's the first stage. So this tape here has got ink on it, so I'll wipe it off. So there's more screens there. So there's another 6 screens there, I think, and then I can get another one for you guys when you finish cutting out your stencils. Okay?
Some of you might need to do stencils, might they? So if you've got stencils to make, you need to do it fairly